He was the last of the mythical New York City point guards, a phenomenon who inspired a major motion picture before he graduated from high school. That's Stephon Marbury, the 4th overall pick in the greatest draft class in NBA history. But more than just great players, 96 saw the entry of revolutionary personalities and icons, those who charted the path of the next 2 decades of pro basketball in the shadow of Michael Jordan's legacy. LeBron James has been treated as the godfather of player empowerment in the NBA, but Marbury probably beat him to it. He left high school with a plan to go to the NBA after 1 season in college, at a time when leaving school so early was rare. At age 22, he left a potential contender with a Hall of Fame running mate simply because he wanted to be somewhere else. At every turn, Stephon Marbury prioritized his well-being, however he saw it, in a league that uses players more often than vice versa. And that was before he showed us all what a basketball player can do in China, winning 3 CBA championships and becoming beloved by the Chinese people. Marbury was also ahead of the curve on using the internet to reach fans. In July 2009, he spent 24 hours on Ustream answering questions and, among other things, eating Vaseline. He was a laughingstock at the time, ridiculed for losing his grip on reality. Years later, Marbury disclosed that he was suicidal at that point in his life, dealing with his struggling basketball career and grieving the loss of his father in 2007.
I basically lost my mind when my father died. Going to the psychiatrist was the best thing that I ever did. You know, growing up in the projects, you think, oh, you go to psychiatrists, people gonna think you crazy. No, you crazy if you don't go.
The discourse on mental health was far less sophisticated then. Media wasn't equipped to handle what has become common. Athletes using the internet to share their vulnerabilities and ask for help, even if they weren't doing so directly. Then there are the shoes. In 2006, Marbury launched Starbury, his own line of sneakers and apparel, which were sold for under $15. Marbury financed the operation himself, lining up the marketing and manufacturing, and sold them through outlet Stephen Barry's. The shoes were a hit, and the Starbury line continued through 2009 when Stephen Barry's went out of business. But when most athletes use their visibility to convince people to buy expensive shoes, Marbury used his to fight against conspicuous consumption.
We always want to have the nice stuff. But now we're putting in people's heads like, what's nice?
Let's say this again. The man started his own shoe company and didn't try to gouge his customers. What's more empowered than that? Stephon Marbury is from Coney Island, Brooklyn, the 4th of 5 ball-playing Marbury brothers. All earned college basketball scholarships, but only Stephon made it to the league. He was a prodigy molded by 3 older brothers, his father, and New York City concrete.
I think New York has given me my edge as far as when I step on the court, you know, to compete at a high level at all times.
At age 11, he was deemed the world's best 6th grader by a recruiting newsletter. His high school recruitment had all the trappings of a college recruitment, and his college recruitment was the basis for He Got Game. So yeah, he was a big deal. Marbury committed to Georgia Tech. He was first team All-ACC and the Conference Rookie of the Year, scoring 18.9 points per game and leading the Yellow Jackets to the Sweet 16. Marbury declared for the 1996 NBA Draft, was selected by the Bucks, and soon after traded to Minnesota. The year before, the Timberwolves drafted Kevin Garnett. The pair were teammates after both playing in the McDonald's All-American game in 1995. They also did the best ESPN the Magazine commercial of all time.
ESPN Magazine is gonna be fat. But please, no swimsuits.
Yeah, no bikinis.
No one pieces.
No thongs.
None of that.
All nude.
Tastefully done. That's important.
To be tasteful.
Marbury and Garnett seemed like the next big thing in the NBA. Garnett was the living, breathing future of the power forward position, and Marbury was a point guard who could pick a team apart with passes and, if necessary, score 40. Marbury was first team All-Rookie in 97, and Garnett was an All-Star. The Timberwolves made the 97 playoffs, then, as a 6th seed, took a 2-1 lead over Seattle in the first round of the 1998 playoffs, but couldn't hold on. But the future seemed bright. After that season, Marbury demanded a trade to a team closer to New York. New Jersey was close enough, and in 99, Marbury was dealt to the Nets.
Up by 21.
He made the 2001 All-Star team and averaged over 20 points per game while finishing in the top 10 in assists per game the 3 seasons he finished with the Nets. He continued that streak in Phoenix, where he was traded in 2001 and made the All-Star team in 2002, and in New York after the Knicks acquired him in 2004. The knock on Marbury was that his teams didn't win. His teams only made the playoffs twice in the 9 seasons following his departure from Minnesota, not returning to the postseason until his last stint in the NBA, 37 games with the Boston Celtics in 2009. And to make matters worse, he was traded from New Jersey to Phoenix for Jason Kidd in 2001. In the 2001-2002 season, the Suns were 15 games worse than the year before. The Nets? They went from winning 26 games to 52 and made the NBA Finals and returned to the Finals the following season. So why are we talking about Steph? So we mentioned China. Marbury won 3 titles there, and he's currently a head coach. But listen, the man is so popular there that a statue of him was built, and he starred in a stage play where he played Stephon Marbury in a production about the life of Stephon Marbury. For a player who did it his way at every turn, there is nothing that encapsulates his career better than this. He wasn't the first player to make money in China, but no one else had done it from the ground, immersed in the culture. What Marbury lost in the NBA, he recaptured in the CBA. He was Starbury, who he's always been, no matter how or where he was playing.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.